Now, solving for all of these is kind of a pain, right? This on and on and on forever and ever and ever because it's a periodic function. So sometimes you'll see the directions say find all the solutions on the interval 0 to 2 pi, including the value of 0, but not including the value of 2 pi. And in that case, it's just, you don't have to keep going. You just do one cycle through and you're good. So this problem looks really intimidating as an equation, but you solved it last night by factoring by grouping. If I group these two together and these two together and factor them separately, some kind of magical stuff happens. So I notice here these have a sine squared x that I can factor out. So I'm going to factor out a sine squared x, and what I'm left with is the tangent of x minus 1. And then I look over here. Well, it doesn't look like there's any common factors, but if I'm trying to get the tangent of x minus 1, if I factor out a -1, I will get the tangent of x minus 1, and that is equal to 0. And so then what I'm going to do is factor out my tangent of x minus 1, pull that out. Tangent of x minus 1 times sine squared x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now I've got a product, it equals 0. One or both is equal to 0. The tangent of x is, the tangent of x minus 1 is equal to 0, or sine squared x minus 1 is equal to 0. And I solve them both separately. So let's start with tangent of x. Tangent of x is equal to 1. Well, where on the interval from 0 to 2 pi is the tangent of x equal to 1? Well, it equals 1 at pi over 4. At 3 pi over 4, we're in the second quadrant. Remember this guy? All students take calculus. All of the trig functions are positive in the first quadrant. Only sine and its reciprocal are positive in the second quadrant. Tangent and its reciprocal are positive in the third quadrant. And cosine and its reciprocal are positive in the fourth quadrant. So as we're circling around, the tangent is not positive in the second quadrant, but it is positive in the third quadrant. So at 5 pi over 4, the tangent's positive 1, and then it's not positive here, and then we've done one cycle through. So we've got our answers there. Now let's solve this one. Add 1 to both sides. Sine squared x equals 1. Take the square root of both sides. X is equal to plus or minus the square root of 1, which we know, the sine of x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 1. So we can say the sine of x is equal to plus or minus 1. So now when we're going through here, thinking about when the sign is positive and negative 1, it actually doesn't matter the sign because it could be positive or negative. So the sign is positive 1. X is positive 1 at pi over 2 and negative 1 at 3 pi over 2. And now we have all of our answers. We did it. Bonus points if you list them in ascending order. Pi over 4, pi over 2, 5 pi over 4, 3 pi over 2. Ta-da!